Hello, welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from High Branch Brewing Company out of Concord, North Carolina. This is something that these guys have never done before, which I think is cool, and I'm glad that they started. This beer is called, well, here's the label. I'm not going to put the label up close to read the name because the name's not on the front. It's on the back. You can see there it says exception to the rule. It is a bourbon barrel-aged barley wine ale with cacao nibs and vanilla beans, 11.8 ABV. I will say I'm not generally the biggest fan of barley wines with stuff in them. I think that's a style that is best left untouched other than barrel aging. But basically I'm doing a review of this to see how the regular one is going to be, because even with the stuff in it, I imagine I'll be able to get a good judge of what the regular one is like, and then decide if I want to share it with people or try to get rid of it or whatever. So I'm very, very much hoping that I am pleasantly surprised with this, that I like it a lot, because I think they do still have some of this left if I want to buy more. But we will see. And I'm pretty sure I did have the base for this, because they did do a barley wine probably like a year ago, which would make sense. I will admit I was not the biggest fan of it, but it wasn't necessarily a bad beer. I just didn't think it was I just didn't think calling it a barley wine was appropriate because it was very estery, so I thought it was more like a quad, which for that style was fine. I just didn't think it should have been called a barley wine. Anyways, I'm already assuming that this is not the same base beer, because if I remember, that was more like a traditional English barley wine, like a nice ruby red to brown color. This is more like today's traditional barley wines, which almost look like a stout. Very, very dark, with a beige head. I'm pretty sure this is not the same base beer just looking at it, but who knows. That smells pretty good. So I am getting a lot of vanilla, but it's definitely not just the vanilla that's added to it. There's for sure like some oaky vanilla to it too, but it's kind of hard to tell where the one begins and where the other one ends. There's a lot of deep caramel aromas to it too. But it does for sure have that confectionery aroma, which, depends what you're looking for, whether that's good or not. I don't necessarily like it or dislike any aroma. It's when it's too sweet and too flavorful that I don't like it. So if it's in the aroma, but it's not a big part of the beer and the flavor, then I'm fine with it. So we'll see. I'm really intrigued by this because there is a lot of dark fruit character, which is making me think of the the original version. So maybe it is the same beer. I might have been misremembering what that one looked like. Uh, it does go back a little bit. It's weird, like the flavors up front. I don't love. I don't necessarily love uh, that dark fruit flavor at the beginning, but then in the background, it's like burnt caramel and marshmallows. It is really tasty. Uh, and I know there's chocolate in this, so I'm sure that that's also playing a role too. But I'm not necessarily specifically tasting chocolate. I'm just getting something. I think that marshmallow flavor that I'm getting, there's something in there that's making me think of s'mores, which is from the chocolate, and it's kind of, adding into that. I think it's earthy, that earthy, fruity, estery character. And I won't say that I haven't gotten that in other barley wines, but it's pretty prominent in this. If that was kind of not as strong, and it was more like just like a nice caramely toffee character, and then it had these other flavors on top of it, this would be a grand slam out of the park. Um, I still actually really enjoy this because somehow, even though it does have those like quote unquote pastry flavors, it's not it's not super sweet. That's what I don't like about those beers. Like, I don't care that it tastes like a piece of cake or an Oreo cookie or whatever, which half of them don't even taste like that when they say they do. But when they actually do, that's good. But I don't want to feel like my teeth hurt after drinking it, and this isn't like that. Not to say that this is dry, but this isn't even close to like any things that are. I don't know a good comparison, but this isn't even close to um, like the barley wine from Three Sons. I can't remember what it's called. And I actually do think that fruity, quaddy flavor is actually helping with the adjuncts. I hate using that word because it's not correct, but with the vanilla and the chocolate, because I think if that wasn't there, then it would feel sweeter, and then those would be too much. But it's not. I don't know. I heard from a couple of people that out of the two, this was like not nearly as good as the regular one, and people didn't really like the regular one that much. I don't know. This might be an example of someone finding a way to cover the flaws of a beer. I mean, if there were big flaws, you wouldn't be able to do that. Like, but I shouldn't even say flaws. There's nothing flawed about this, but someone finding a way to try to do something that's like new age in pastry, where the base beer isn't really that, but with the stuff that they add, they find a way to kind of groove it into that scenario, and that's kind of what this seems like to me. Uh, I if I'm judging it as a barley wine overall, I don't know that I would say it's the best ever because it's not really, with the stuff in it, it makes it a completely different animal. But as a beer in general, I really like this. It has that sharp, fruity, boozy bite, and then it's just all toffee, chocolate, and vanilla. And I think TJ, the guy that owns High Range, said it was like barrel aged Tootsie Rolls. And I get the caramel and I get the chocolate, but I don't necessarily. I wouldn't liken it to Tootsie Rolls, but it's just good. I like it. I do really like this. Uh, it's weird, and I would like to have another bottle side by side with like the regular one once I try the regular one to see what the real differences are. But in a vacuum, I really, really like this beer, and I would buy it again. And I think they do have more of this one left. I think the other one sold out, but I think they have more of this one left. And I might buy more of this. I think this is pretty tasty. So yeah, I think that's all I got on this one, though. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.